Good morning. Need to get this pool checked on. Check the free chlorine levels, add some enzymes in there, and make sure the pH is still good. It's freezing, it's briskly cold. The water's going to be nice and cold, which means there's not going to be any algae growth. I also want to check up on the calcium scale. I added Scale Tech a while ago, and it's about the time that we should be seeing some visible results, as is preached by their product. So let's see if that's actually working too, and test up all the chemistry and get the chemicals right. Pool looks nice. Nice and clear. Very cold though, so let's test the chemicals. There is no chlorine. There's very, very little chlorine, if any, and the pH is about 8, so I need to lower the pH as well today. I'm going to do an acid demand test real quick. Take the acid demand reagent. I need to add a couple drops. So I change this color back down to like 7.4, 7.2. One drop there. Looks like about 7.4 after one drop, so now I need to go to the book. So I did one drop, and it's a 15,000 gallon pool, so I need 9.1 plus 4.5, so that's about 13.6 ounces of muriatic acid to get the pH right. Got the acid. Need about 13 ounces. Just a little bit above the 12. And as always, I'm going to pour the acid in front of a jet return. Preferably in the deep end, so we're over in the deep end, there's a return. And pour that acid in there. And give this thing a good rinsing. Now I need to add my usual weekly dose of enzymes. Need to add 8 ounces of the CV700. Add that right into the pool. Rinse this thing out a bit. I had no free chlorine at all, so I'm going to check on this tab. I put a tab in about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and it has finally dissolved. So during the winter time, I know a lot of people use shock only, like every couple weeks they'll shock the pool. You can do that, or you can use like a limited amount of tabs, and since it won't dissolve quite right, it should add enough chlorine, but you shouldn't be adding tablets every week in the winter. So I've only been using one about every 3 weeks. This last one outlasted 4 weeks, so I'm just going to go ahead and add one more. There we go. And straighten it out. Perfect. Place the pool back in auto. Have the chlorinator all the way open to 5. You need to set your chlorinator all the way open. That way, if we have a freeze, water will flow freely through this chlorinator without it cracking. So in the winter time, you always want to have this set all the way open. Now, I added Scale Tech to the spa last week. It says you're supposed to see visible results in 2 to 4 weeks, and it looks like, at least over here, that we have seen some improvements. I'm gonna do a comparison picture when I get back, but that over there definitely looks like it's a lot better off as far as scale is concerned. And some of this scale has been here a long time, so it could take longer than 2 to 4 weeks for it to fully go. So I may have to add a monthly maintenance dose with the Scale Tech here pretty soon. But I'm looking like over here especially, we're seeing some good descaling results. So the pool is looking nice. I mean, with the winter weather and the cold, algae can't really grow. Bacteria struggles growing as well, so don't really need much chlorine at all to keep the pool clean, especially when we have minerals and borates and we're using enzymes. Basically use all those chemicals to keep the pool clean rather than using chlorine. It's a good idea to have just a smidgen of chlorine in there to kill off any bacteria that is able to survive. So I put 1 tab in there. I've been using about 1 tab every 3 to 4 weeks so far, and I'm sure that that rate will continue on until we start to see warmer weather. I did the comparison of a photo of the spa from a couple weeks ago to now, and there is a little bit of improvement to the scale around the tile. It's not as intense as I thought it was, but it is an improvement nonetheless. So we'll see as we go on. I'm going to add next week I'll be adding a maintenance dose of Scale Tech to keep seeing the benefits, and hopefully within 6 to 8 weeks or so we'll see some serious improvement on that scale without having to bead blast it or acid wash it. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next week.